episode of Financial Freeway. My name is David J. Atwood. I am the man rocking the Ray-Bans. And today it is a glorious day. June here, 2024, on the way to work. The sun is out. It's not even 6 o'clock in the morning, and looks like a beautiful day. Oh, the wind has died down. The rains are gone. It looks like we might be on path to a really beautiful spring day. So I'm sure Gabby's gonna be really excited about that. So I think I've heard a lot of people complaining about, how how slow the June's kicked in. I think I'm okay with it. As I said in the last episode of Financial Freeway, the rain is necessary, and I truly do believe that coming up in a couple of weeks, we're going to see some heat. The AC's going to be kicking. People are going to be complaining about how hot it is. It won't be jacket weather anymore, so I'll have less pockets to put my things in. You know what? I actually enjoy this, and I'm enjoying the moment. And I think it's important, no matter what season you're in, enjoy it, because winter is coming. It's so funny, but when the next season will come, you'll miss the last season. I remember that with my kids growing up. I remember when they were infants and they were little just balls of meaty flesh. I thinking, oh, they're kind of cute now, but man, it'll be so much neater when they're crawling around and I can interact with them a little bit more. And then when they started crawling around, I thought, man, it's gonna be so cool when they're walking. I don't have to carry them everywhere. And then when they got a little bit older, they started, going to school. I thought, oh man, it'll be so cool when they graduate and they're on their own, doing their own thing. You really do miss those days. Now, I didn't squander those days with them. I enjoyed every minute with my kids, but it's so true how a lot of times people are thinking into the future and not thinking about the moment and what truly is wonderful happening with them right now. Now, sometimes that's tough, especially if you're in a financial pinch, because finances are always such a big part of what drives us in our thinking and even in our emotional state. But man, just live in the present. It's such a beautiful thing. And right now, I am living in the present. I love the sunshine. I love sunshine in the morning. To me, it just gives me energy and makes me just feel truly alive. So that was not my talk this morning, though. I didn't want to start talking about living in the present. I'm going to leave that for another episode in the future. But just a brief synopsis. Live in the moment. Enjoy it. It's I think it was Eckhart Tolle wrote about how if you live presently, no one's sick, no one's dying. Everyone's here with you right now, and it's a beautiful thing. So my sister has moved in for a couple weeks to stay with us. She has just recently purchased her first home, and right now she's in the middle of those doldrums where the deal is closed, but the actual all the paperwork signed, but possession is been pushed off, and that was part of the negotiations to help close the deal at the price she wanted, was to give them more time at the house. So she's with us for 2 weeks. Well, she's waiting for the deal to close because she had to move out of where she was renting, and now so just a couple weeks sitting with us. But man, what an enjoyable experience is having my sister in the house and having someone just that extra energy in the house. It's really nice. So this morning I got up and I'm usually a ninja in the morning. Like, I walk on my tippy toes. I wear sound canceling headphones for my music. I am silent. The only sound that is made is the gurgling of the coffee maker. And that's it. And what are we doing, people? And but she comes downstairs and she starts chatting with me about a meeting she was in yesterday at work. She's an official with the provincial government, so she I can't tell you exactly what she does, but she has a pretty important job in the government. Not an elected official, so I can't yell at her about being a politician. But we were talking about this meeting she was in, and it was done by an Olympic figure skater. And the concept of the meeting was, the idea behind the meeting was rest, how important rest is. And I thought about it, and I thought that is a really important thing that we don't discuss, especially in North American climate. The idea of rest is associated with laziness. And often we'll be talking about people and we're saying, oh, well, while they were resting, while they were relaxing, this guy went out and built a $1 billion business. And the guy who got to the top, he didn't waste time resting. And we have this idea that rest is a negative thing. It's that's with everything. It's with training, especially when you have people like David Goggins running around saying, don't skip a day, train every day. I get it, right? I get the mental discipline of it, of getting up every day. I really do feel strongly that rest is important. And when I mean rest, I don't mean not doing anything. And you know what? Actually, I'll give this as an experiment to everyone who's listening, to both my subscribers. Try, maybe not this week, but soon, try a day, take a day off and sit in bed and do nothing. Don't have your phone with you. Don't watch movies on the television. Just sit in bed and do nothing for a day. You can't do it. It would drive you insane. You would, after a couple of hours, you might enjoy, you might have do catch up on your sleep debt that you've been carrying for the last couple of weeks. But for the most part, you can't do it. It is impossible. One day, my daughters had recognized, after my wife passed, they had recognized that I had been needing a day off. So they forced me to stay in my room for the day. It was torture. It was absolute torture. They were trying to do a good thing. They recognized that I did need a relaxing break, and but they went about it the wrong way. Love them to death. I understood the intention of what it was, but it was torture. If you are a guy who drives truck all day, or you're a welder and you're welding at work and you come home and you've taken on some extra projects to make, a little bit of a side gig going on, doing some extra work to get some extra money, what I'm telling you, when it comes to a rest, you need to take a rest, but that does not mean do nothing. And it's actually hard to do nothing. Mike Mentzer, he was a bodybuilder who worked out, the Gold's Gym era about down in LA, and the kind of guy. I think he even worked out with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was talking about how he was having a tough time getting gains in the gym until he started to recognize that you need to rest, and that rest is an important part of the training. Now, I'm sure it's not quite the same what I'm talking about here, but that's a micro version of resting versus the macro of what I'm talking about. If you are pushing yourself too hard, working too hard, what'll happen is you'll get frustrated, you'll get angry. You'll get angry because people won't recognize how hard you're working, and that'll frustrate you. You won't make as much financial gains as you're hoping to, and that'll frustrate you. The important thing is a consistency, not quite, I would say yes, but not quite to the David Goggins way. But it's important to take a rest. It's important to take a day, and I would say at least one day, at least minimum one day a month, where you shut off your phone, you get in the car, you go somewhere, you go for a drive, a complete break from what you're doing. And I think that's the key component to the whole resting thing. Is it is about not working, but it's also, I think, more importantly than the not working part, it's about the doing something different, the switching your brain into off mode, where you're not in attack mode all the time. If you think about success as like a battle or a war, if you were just constantly swinging your sword every day, all day, you would be useless in no time. You have to take that time off, rejuvenate, click the brain into quit thinking about making money, quit thinking about investments, quit thinking about what the next business level is going to be. Get in the kitchen for a day, grab some ingredients from the farmer's market and make a soup. I'm a huge soup guy. I love making soup. And if you sit there and you just chop vegetables and saute and have some, just turn your brain off and do something different. The reason I like cooking as a break is because, number one, you're in complete control of your environment. Number two, it's a good skill to have. It's a really good skill to have. As a chef, I wouldn't say I'm a chef, but as someone who has a passion for the kitchen, I really do believe there's so much good things that come of it. But it's also, it's a mental break. It's taking your brain and putting it on the pause mode or the change mode. And there is an old saying that a change is just as good as a rest. I believe that. I believe it wholeheartedly. So make sure that you include this in your life. Take a day, one day a month, where you hop in the car, go away somewhere. Turn some classical music on and listen to some music while you're cooking and dicing. You know, I don't know, maybe it's baking. You know, baking is always a good thing too. Make some cookies. Change is needed. Sorry, not change. Rest is needed in order to get those growths that you need. You will come back the next day fired up and energized. Resting is so important to your growth. You cannot continue to grow. Now, you need the work, you need the stress, you need the push to get to the next level. I understand it. But the rest is what you need to really get over that hump. Trying to think of someone else. So sorry, back to this whole thing about this Olympic figure skater. She was telling my sister, it was my sister who told me about this meeting this morning, that it's so important for rest. It's such an important part of your growth, of your training, of getting to that level, getting to where you need to go, to where you want to go. So make sure you make it a part of your life. Schedule it in. Schedule in your desire, not your desire, your need to get that training in, to get that rest in. I'm all over the place. There was those two ambulances went by and it kind of threw me off, and it's like I was wondering what's going on today. It just seems a little bit hectic. Wednesdays, what are you gonna do? So, if you're in the gym working out, trying to get better results, just make sure that you put that idea of resting in every aspect of your life. Rest is an important part of growth. Such an important part of growth. Anyways, folks, thanks so much for watching. If you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Check out financialfreeway23.ca because that's all the really good stuff is. And as I always say, spread the word. Spread the gospel of what we do here, because that's what we're all about. The thing that we're really pushing for is to make sure that everyone understands that they have an inalienable right to live a life of success and abundance. Thank you so much. wherever you are in this beautiful, gorgeous world today.